You will not be able to execute it. You have created a system that is highly complicated for you. Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. First and foremost, this is not whiskey, this is coffee. So I'm having a coffee conversation with all of you. There are two very important points that I want to discuss that impacts all of us. First critical point is that all of us want to make a lot of money. That is called as being money rich. So we want to make $1 million. We want to retire with a big corpus account. This is called as aggregating money and being money rich. Second key point that we are all concerned about is that having enough time so that we can go spend it with our family, create more memories and all good things. This is called as being time rich. Now you might have seen a lot of top CEO level people, director, partner in your company who have aggregated a lot of money and they are money rich. But unfortunately, if you go and speak with them that, you know what, I had a great corporate run, but I could not get a lot of time to my family. So they are money rich, but many of them are time poor. So on this video, I'm going to talk to you about that how can you be both money rich and time rich, and how exactly am I planning my life around it. So currently I'm in Goa, I have rented a villa and my plan is to keep on traveling as frequently as I can and design my life around it because I love traveling. My wife loves to travel, my parents love to travel, so we are planning things around that. From a quantitative point of view, my goal is to make $1 million a year, but more importantly, by spending only 6 to 7 working hours a day. So that is the ambition that I have. Now, let me start breaking apart 5 specific points that I am trying to incorporate in my own life and better those systems and processes. And hopefully, if you can pick a few of these things, it might help you out in your career as well. Very quick set of disclaimers. Number one, I am not shooting this video from a boasting perspective that, you know what, look at me, I can make this money, that money. No, that is not the goal at all. I just simply want to share my thought process, my systems with you. So hopefully it can benefit you. Second, in order to get to this balance stage where you have both money and time, you need to go through the grind. In the initial part of your career, you will struggle. There will be a lot of trauma. There will be a lot of setbacks. There will be a lot of tears, blood, whatnot. And you have to go through that grind. And almost everyone is unhappy in the first half of their career. So that grind needs to be there. In my case also, in the initial part of my career, I used to work like a crazy person, right? So I worked for almost 12 to 14 hours a day, every single day without taking any breaks for almost a decade. Now I am at that stage where I can make more choices. I have more freedom and good things. So I have the liberty to design my career. So you also need to understand the fact that just because I'm talking to you, talking about good things that I'm sitting in Goa, doing this, that, traveling and making money and all that stuff, to get to that point, I had to work very hard in the first decade of my career. So you might also have to undergo that struggle. It's a part of the journey. So this is the second key disclaimer that you need to keep in mind. So before starting the 5 critical points that I want to discuss, a very quick shout out to our sponsors for today, which is Cuckoo FM. It's an excellent audiobook platform. It's a knowledge enhancement platform. I personally consume a lot of audiobooks and knowledge shows from Cuckoo FM. And currently I'm listening to a show called as The Science of Getting Rich. It's a wonderful show. So you can check it out. I will link it in the description box. Also, a very special offer for all of you from Cuckoo FM. So do check out the links in the description box. So let us get the video started. And the point number 1, in order to become both time rich and money rich is that you need to build your systems. What do I mean by building a system? System building is nothing but picking and making habits. This is what system building is, but there are certain critical points along which we need to create our habits. So I'm not a school warden who will tell you that, okay, get up at like 6 a.m. or go to bed at 10 p.m. Those are not the type of habits that I'm talking about. You need to develop habits on areas that impact your life a lot. For example, I will talk about 4 specific types of habits that you should be developing. One is work habit or work related ethics. This is very important. It will help you out. For example, in my case, I had zero problems, absolutely zero problems working 12 to 14 hours a day. If my boss used to ask me that, hey Akshat, be in office at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., cool, no problem, I would do that. If my client asked me that, hey Akshat, I want like help on this also, I'm cool, no problem, I'll be happy to do it. Now, many of you might consider that Akshat, you are being a pushover. So your boss can ask you to come at like 6 a.m. How good does that lead to us? So talking very practically, I think it is very important to do it in the initial phase of your career. When you're junior, you are trying to learn a lot of things. You are getting mentorship from your senior. So don't consider it as doing some favor for your boss. Do it for your own learning experience and be happy about it. There is nothing wrong. I'm giving very practical advice. A lot of people might not resonate with it per se. But see, think about it this way. If you're a junior, then you don't have a lot of voice in a company's decision making per se. You have to go by what your boss is saying. Now, if you keep on cribbing about it, if you do not exhibit a good work ethic, it is not going to help your boss. So yes, if you have to do it, then do it gladly and be done with it. A related point about developing work-related habits is that these days there is a lot of work from home culture. I have been working from home since 2018, and developing that work-related routine itself becomes a very big challenge in this environment. So if you are working from home, please develop a system, a process. For example, you will get up at a certain point in time. It can be 11 a.m. It can be 12 noon also. But figure out a window or a golden period during a day where you are working in an uninterrupted fashion. So this will improve your efficiency. You will get things done quickly and you'll be more effective and efficient, and even your bosses would recognize that. Your goal should be to become an efficient worker who is happy doing a lot of work. That is the point that I'm trying to drive home through these two critical examples. If you are efficient, you are happy, and you are fun to be around, you will see a lot of progress in your career. So this was about work-related habit. Similarly, you need to develop an investment-related habit also, because every month you will get a salary. You have to go and invest. If you don't invest, inflation will eat into your salary. I have spoken about it multiple times, but just to give you a quick example, if you are making 100 rupees and just going and depositing your money in your savings account at HDFC Bank or ICICI Bank, you are getting paid only 2% interest on that money. Inflation is what? Inflation is between 6 to 8%. So how much money you are losing on yearly basis? You are losing at least 4% a year. So 100 rupees, if you keep it in your HDFC Bank savings account, it will become 96 rupees in real terms by next year. So therefore, you need to have a habit to invest. There is just no other way. Otherwise, your wealth will not grow. I will talk more about this subsequently, but I hope you get the picture why developing an investment habit is critical. Third habit that you need to develop is that you need to develop a time saving or time efficiency system. You don't need to take any course for it. I will tell you a very simple method which you can do it on your own without spending a penny on any courses. All you simply need to do is that note down in your diary how you are spending your day. Do it for 7 days. Just look for pockets of inefficiency wherever you are being inefficient during your day. Now tell me honestly and tell me in the comment section that do you feel that during your day there are pockets, for example 3, 4, 5 hour window where you are not even enjoying. You are just worried about work. You are not even working. You are not doing anything productive. You are just whiling away your time, and that is called as being inefficient. A lot of people imagine that, hey, if I'm watching Netflix or if I'm watching a movie, then I'm wasting my time. No, you are wasting your time if you are neither enjoying and if you're neither earning. This has been encapsulated by Naval Ravikant, who says that, hey, if you're not enjoying and if you're not making money, then what is it that you're doing with your time? So essentially, productive use of the time means that you're relaxing, you're making money, you're enjoying. So these things are fine. Just don't while away your time. You're not even realizing and you don't have a time-oriented system. That can spell doom for you, and that is the precise pockets of time that you should be doing away with. The fourth and final system or habit that I would ask you to develop is the health-oriented system. Now, this can be different for different people. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not an expert when it comes to going to gym and all that. But I will tell you 2 simple tricks to stay in decent amount of shape without spending too much time on it. So what I personally do is that number 1, I try to eat less carbs. I am a very big foodie. I enjoy eating everything and I eat everything. So I eat pizza also, I eat burger also, all junk food also. That's not a problem. But I try to limit my carbs intake. That's one. Second is that I try to ensure that I'm doing some kind of an exercise every single day. It could be simple stretching only. It could be HIIT. So my health system is very easy, simple. Eat less carbs, and number 2, do some kind of 10-15 minute exercise. So as long as that is happening, I'm good with it. You need to figure out your own systems. The encapsulation or the first key point is that you need to have systems that impact your life the most. In my case, it's the work system, it's the investment system, it's the health system, and it's the time saving system. These 4 systems are critical for me to build, monitor, and improve upon. The second key point in order to earn more money by spending less is to know your hourly rate. This is a very important concept. This was encapsulated by Mr. Kunal Shah on one of his tweets also, and this is a very important concept. Think about this, that if I ask you that what is your hourly rate and you're not even sure, it could be maybe like 200 rupees an hour. It doesn't matter, but you need to know your hourly rate, because if you don't have a quantitative number in mind, you would not know how to improve upon it, what could be your optimal level on it. Therefore, knowing the hourly rate would be very, very important, because once you know that, okay, my hourly rate is 200 rupees or my hourly rate is 5,000 rupees or my hourly rate is 1 lakh rupees, whatever that money is, you can go and then try to improve upon that matrix. Let me speak about from my own example. There was a page that I used to run a few months back, which was Speak With Me. So I roughly used to charge like 15,000 rupees for an half an hour, 45-minute call. But unfortunately, I had to do away with that. Why? Because you might think that, okay, not 15,000 rupees for half an hour, 45 minutes, great money. Why don't you continue to do it? There was no way for me to add value to you as a normal retail investor by charging you that type of money. So I do very few one-on-one calls with HNIs only, simply because of the fact that their portfolio is big. And if they need some of my help, then I'm happy to share it. But of course, I charge like a much higher rate than that. So knowing the hourly rate allowed me to understand what type of services I should be providing versus not, and whether or not I'll be able to truly justify adding value through those services. So yeah, again, not saying that from a boasting point of view, please don't take it that way. I'm just giving you relevant examples so that you can incorporate and contextualize it in your own life as well. The second key benefit of knowing your hourly rate is that it allows you to understand what work to delegate versus what work to do on your own. In my case, again, I have taken a stand that there is just no way I can do consulting related services where I'm working on people with one-on-one basis. I used to do that a lot in the initial first 10-12 years of my career, but now it is becoming harder and harder to execute that because there is other related work that I'm trying to do. For example, I'm trying to write my book, I'm teaching courses. You can check some of my courses in the description box as well, and a bunch of different activities like investing in startups, coaching a few startups, etc. So that is the type of work that I'm doing. It does not mean that I do not respect the time of people who are coming to me or are seeking my help. I try my level best to teach a lot of stuff for free, write a lot of threads on Twitter, write on LinkedIn, talk about my strategies on YouTube. So I'm anyways trying to do and help out as much as I possibly can given my constraints. But yes, knowing your hourly rate allows you to understand, number one, what type of work to take versus not. Second, whom you could hire who can help you out on these different aspects. So I'm still in the process of shortlisting virtual assistants. So people who have already reached out might hear soon. Now the final point about hourly rate is that how do I track and improve my hourly rate? An easy way to track if you are working with a corporate organization is to look at the billables. For example, if your company shares some billables with the clients, they would be putting your hourly rate. For example, if you're a senior associate, then senior associates are billed at like $500 an hour, whatever that rate is. Your company will disclose it to the customer. So that will give you an assessment of your hourly rate. Now discount that by 50% if you're working on a freelancing project. For example, typically speaking in consulting organizations, after an MBA, an associate is billed at roughly $300, $350. So discount that by 50%. That becomes your freelancing hourly rate. For example, if you're working as a top 3 management consultant, then in India, you can easily charge $150 as your hourly rate. If you're helping someone on one-on-one basis, that is the going rate in the market. So that is how you figure out your hourly rate. Now comes the question that how do I increase my hourly rate? That's an interesting conversation. I can probably dedicate an entire video on it. Let me know in the comment box. But to cut the long story short, your hourly rate depends on the value that you're bringing to the people. So focus on adding more and more value. For example, I run a stock market and a crypto course. Now here, if you go on my landing page, I have categorically written that it will be a 22-hour stock market class. But our classes in total would last somewhere around 40 to 50 hours. I'm not even advertising it. There is zero paid advertising that I do for these courses. And my batches get quickly filled up despite that. It is because of the love that I'm getting from all of you. So thank you so much from that. And my push has always been to add more and more value to the people who are around. So always focus on one single principle, that always under promise and try to over deliver. For example, in my case, I promised a class of 22 hours, but ended up teaching for 40 to 50 hours. And there are a bunch of different courses that I do for all my students, all that stuff. I will not speak too much because then it will become an advertisement for my courses and I don't want to orient the video that way. But I hope you get the picture that if you're under promising and over delivering, it allows you to add value and increase your hourly rate. Now comes the third critical point that you need to do in order to be money rich and time rich both. It is called as system simplification framework. Okay, what is it? It sounds super complex. Okay, so let me pick an example of investing, for example. Now guess in the comment box as to why people do not invest either in stock markets, mutual funds, bunch of other different categories. They get the money, it just hits their saving accounts and it keeps on sitting there. What is the number one reason that happens? Now, many of you would say that, okay, lack of time is there. I don't know enough about stock market. I don't know if there are good opportunities in the market or market is very high, all this stuff, right? Now, The point is that you are trying to be a maximalist. Maximalist means that, okay, if I'm going to invest 100 rupees in the stock market, then I will pick a time where this 100 rupees will definitely become like 200 rupees. If I'm not getting that deal, I'm not even investing. And if you keep on doing that month after month, because you're going to get your salary every month, right? So you can't have that. The system that you have created for your investment journey, you have made it so complicated by making it a maximalist system that you're not going to invest at all. And that is what a large chunk of the salaried people end up doing. That they have created such a complicated system that they are not able to execute things. So your job should be to simplify systems. Come up with an investment framework that, okay, every 7th of month, I'm going to do an SIP in these set of stocks or in mutual funds or in Nifty 50 or Sensex funds, whatever system works best for you. Go check out some of my videos and you can figure out how to simplify your system. But the important point is that please develop systems that make sense for you. Do not develop systems that, okay, I'm going to office for 8-10 hours a day. I want to do intraday trading. It doesn't make any sense. You will not be able to execute it. You have created a system that is highly complicated for you. This applies to any type of system, be it time management system, be it health management system, be it wealth management system. Any system that you are creating, please follow a simplified framework. I cannot stress more upon on the power of simplicity. Please keep that in mind. And let's move on to point number 4, which is around time optimization. Now, there is no way that you will be able to make a big chunk of money by investing less time if you don't know how to optimize your time. Optimizing your time is something that people have a very hard time with. So let me share 3 simple strategies and frameworks with you. First is that you must think in terms of task orientation, not time orientation. Task orientation means that, okay, here's a checklist of 10 things that I need to get done today. It can take you 5 hours, it can take you 15 hours. You need to figure out a way to get things done as effectively as you can. The problem happens that people get too focused on the time part, that, hey, I'm working like 15 hours a day, not getting much work done. Or yesterday I worked for like 18 hours a day. It was like such a stressful day. No, that is like a wrong thing to think about. You need to be thinking about your list that, okay, I had like 10 items, I could only get done 8 or I could only get done 7. Because unless you start orienting your brain towards tasks over time, you will always keep on imagining if you're spending more and more time, it will give you more results. That is completely wrong. Solving tasks is going to give you more results. Please keep that in mind. The second key point that you need to remember is that you get paid in terms of adding value, not in terms of making efforts. Just because you are making efforts, your company is not going to pay you money. Company will pay you money or a client will pay you money if you are adding value to them. So you can work 18 hours a day, but if you're creating zero value, you are going to get paid how much? Zero, right? That's a simple point. Please think about it from that particular perspective. Also think about it a little bit mathematically, and here is a very good equation that one of the partners from the firm helped me understand. This is the statement that changed my perspective towards the corporate, and let me know if you like this advice. So one of my partners told me that, see Akshat, basically when you're working with a consulting firm, if you are adding 200 rupees of value to the consulting firm is going to keep 100 rupees of value to itself. And that 100 rupee of value that is left, it will give you 30 rupees from it. So if you are unable to generate that 200 rupee of value, you are not going to survive. Many a times that we think that just because we have gotten a job, our work is done. Now we are company's Jamai Raja and the company is going to keep on paying us money forever. No, you have to keep on creating value. If you're not creating value, the company is not going to pay you any money. They will fire you at the first chance that they get. So always remember the basic point that you need to create 200 rupees of value to get 30 rupees back for yourself. That is the simple stuff, very honest, brutal stuff that I'm telling you. Now, third and final point that you need to keep in mind about time optimization is the efficiency theory. For example, imagine that you're a coder or a writer, or if you like writing LinkedIn posts or start making YouTube videos. Initially, the journey will be very tough. You might struggle in terms of creating your first piece of code. But as you improve in your career, you will become better and more efficient in the things that you're undertaking. So the harder you work, the luckier you get. It's not just a simple saying. It actually works out if you think about it critically. That you get luckier because you have become more efficient with time. So you can end up doing more and more stuff. So please remember these basic points about time optimization. Focus on upskilling. It will help you more productive in terms of spending your time as well. Now comes the fifth and final point, which is around valuing time. This is a very important concept and you need to learn about it a little bit diplomatically. Basically what happens is that in the initial phase of your career, you need to say yes to majority of the things because you are getting fewer opportunities. But there will be a transition point in your life when you will have to learn to say no to things. Imagine yourself just graduating from an undergrad college. Now, if you're starting out as an analyst, you are working in an individual capacity. Your goal at that point in time is to learn more and more things. So say yes to everything. Now, after 5, 6, 7 years, now if there are a bunch of teammates who are looking up to you and who are needing your help, then you can't go around helping everyone on one-on-one basis. You will have to say no to a lot of opportunities. You might have to be productive in terms of how you are helping your juniors out. For example, rather than teaching everyone one-on-one Excel, what you need to do is that you just need to organize a class and help all your juniors. So that is how you need to be effective. So you can't say yes to every single opportunity that is coming your way. The situation gets even more complex if you are managing a team of 50 people or if you are running 5 companies. Then you have to start saying no to a lot of opportunities also. So valuing time literally comes from the fact that what are the things that you're saying no to versus yes to. But this is a very important concept and you need to pick it and understand it in order to optimize your time and live a more fulfilling life. So 5 critical things that we studied today. Number 1, build systems. Very, very important for critical things in your life. Number 2, know your hourly rate and improve your hourly rate. Number 3, simplify your frameworks. For example, your investment systems, simplify it. 4th, optimize your time by learning about productivity. 5th and finally, develop the wisdom or the judgment to say no to things. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you the next time.